What's going on, guys? Today we're gonna do jjamppong. So if you work in corporate Korea, right around 11:20, because 11:30 is too late, everyone's gonna be heading out to the restaurants and there's big lines. If you decide on a Chinese restaurant, as soon as the team sits down, everyone asks each other, jjamppong or jjajangmyeon? Jjamppong is spicy seafood noodles. I'm more of a jjamppong guy than I am jjajangmyeon. Now we're gonna follow Chef Baek Jong Won's jjamppong recipe. Why? He has a huge franchise chain that just does jajangmyeon and jjamppong, and they're really good. This spicy noodles has a lot of vegetables and a lot of seafood. We're gonna do spring onions, and this one is important because we're gonna flavor the oil later. 2 pieces, each about the length of your forearm. Chop them into thin circles. And here you wanna use spring onion, not green onion, because it's not flavorful enough. Next, we'll do 1 onion. Next, take out your pinky. Let's make a promise. Good. And then a promise with the carrot. Good. Thin circles. And then chop into thin pieces. Same thing for your zucchini. And then it's a good time to practice sneaking the 2nd and 4th finger behind your middle finger. It makes it look like you know what you're doing. You don't have to do it like that. And then you see we have roughly equal piles. We're gonna use white cabbage and make an equal pile. When it comes to cabbage, I like to work around it. You know, it's just trimming, giving a haircut. All right, and we'll do a very Korean thing where we add more spice to something that's already very spicy. This is optional. All right, now we cleared out the vegetables. One thing, ginger. If you have fresh ginger, perfect. Just mince it up, half a teaspoon's worth. I'm just using powder, which also works. Let's move on to the meats. We're gonna use a variety of seafood. Fresh squid, you can tell it's fresh because the eyes are very clear. I'm gonna clean this out right behind me because I don't wanna get the board all like gunked out. The squid that we eat in Korea, it's around this size. The tube is a little bit bigger than the size of your hand. Finger length pieces, so I think we'll chop this in half. And for my ladies, I know many are quite squeamish when it comes to touching seafood or prepping raw food, but challenge yourself and touch it. Open it up, slice it, see what it feels like on the inside. More than anything, I think you gain an appreciation for it. And yes, applies to my brothers as well. With appreciation grows interest. You get to start cooking better. And seafood is a good place to start because seafood is small. It's in your hands, whereas like meat, very few people are gonna butcher a whole cow or pig, you know, so. All right, that was 1 whole squid. And then to save some time here, don't tell anybody, I'm using frozen peeled shrimp. One of the other joys of eating jjamppong is picking out the meat from the shellfish. So typically you use mussels, and mussels, at least in Korea, are the cheapest shellfish you can find. But today I saw these beautiful sweet clams on sale. We're gonna only use 10 or 15 of these and make sure to purge them so you don't taste, ooh, this one gave up early in life. Along with seafood, we're going to use a little bit of meat. This is around 150 grams. You can use pork, or you can use cow, or you can use unicorn. This one was on sale. Not exactly sure what cut it was, but the price looked right. And then you can come home and make it look right. Nice long cut. Oops. All right, y'all ready to jjamppong? We're going to want a high heat. Get that thing hot. We're not going to use any special broth to make this jjamppong. So we're going to build flavor starting from the oil. I'd say around that much, enough to coat the bottom of your pan. And once it starts to move by itself like that, you know it's ready. Let's start with the spring onion. And then the ginger powder or freshly grated ginger. See how it's dancing and infusing? And we're going to mix it around until you can start smelling the spring onions. I could smell it now. And then we're going to mix that pork, and that fat from that pork is going to mix with that flavored spring onion oil. Oh. And once you lose most of the pink, time for the squid. Yes. Get that in there. And once the squid starts to turn purple, 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. All right? 2 tablespoons in. And you don't want the soy sauce to burn, so immediately put our onions in and our cabbage. Oh, it's amazing seeing all this come together. We need some color, some personality, carrots in, and some greenness. Good. And toss everything together. And we're going to toss it around for 1 minute. 1/2 cup of gochugaru. Mix that in there, guys. Woo-wee. Mix everything up. Now you want to do this quickly, and immediately after you get a little bit coated, you don't want the gochugaru to burn, so we're going to add water. So how much water, Daniel? Just enough water to submerge the vegetables. All right, I think that looks good enough. All right, and look at this color. Beautiful, huh? And then we're gonna wait for it to come back up to boil. Oh, I forgot to mention, this would be a serving size for 4. So when you make jjamppong, it's very hard to make it for 1 person because you need the natural juices from a good amount of vegetables. If you just do 1 serving size, you get meh flavor. All right, and then when it comes up to boil like this, we can put in our shrimp as well as our clams. Maybe a few more. This is a big mama pot, so we'll do 2 tablespoons of salt. Add more to taste. Using kosher salt here. And for jjamppong, there's a good amount of black pepper, so I would give like 10 or 12 shakes of black pepper. Now take a sample. Then I'm gonna do a little bit more salt. That's half a tablespoon more. It's a little bit bland. I'm gonna just take 1 scoop. Oh, my goodness, look at that. Shrimp, clams, everything. And now if you taste it, ooh, mine's perfect, but you could also add a little bit of more water if it gets too condensed. Guys, I'm gonna put this on the back burner for a second. I'm gonna use kalguksu noodles. In Korean marts, they'll sell these floury noodles. These are made out of wheat flour. Of course, not everywhere has a Korean mart. If you don't have this, a good option, you can just go online and find any flour noodle recipe. Or I know some people who even just use ramen noodles. And if you look at kalguksu noodles, you'll see that they have flour on them. So we want to knock this off or else it's going to thicken up that soup and add this weird kind of flour taste to it. Just put it in some water and just move it like that, and then you should get most of the flour off. That's good. Noodles in. We're close, baby. We're close. All right, guys, while the noodle is cooking, you know, we weren't exact about the water. So if you taste it and it's too spicy or you don't have enough broth, right? I mean, we have tons of ingredients here, right? Just get some water and add. It's fine. It's completely fine. Then all you got to do is taste and then add, I'm sure, a little bit more salt just to get that seasoning right, okay? And the longer it boils like this, the better flavor it gets, but then the trade-off is you get less color because the zucchini and the orange, right, they start breaking down and then they lose that like vibrant green color. Get a nice white bowl, add the chewy noodles in. How about this part? That looks good. Oh, slowly bring it up. And put it over our noodles. Holy shnikes. The best part about eating this at home is you can put in as much of the ingredients as you want. Oh my gosh. Oh, you want another piece of shrimp? Oh, that's fine. No charge. There's a little bit more sauce and top it off with 1 more piece of shrimp.
Perfect.
Oh, I actually forgot to add those to the broth. I'm just throwing a few spring onions. Woo, guys, that's it right there. Are you guys looking? Wow. Woo. You just eat that with some shrimp. And then if you like squid, there it is. And some meat as well. Beautiful. Beautiful. Oh, I could just do this all day. And with the master pot, just say this. I was gonna say eat it for breakfast, but I don't think you want jjamppong for breakfast. You can use it the next day. Just eat it with rice. You don't have to eat it with noodles. First bite.
Is there nothing more than oh my gosh?
I mean, I'm proud. I'm proud. It's great. The best part about this, again, you got all of the kondegi. You got all of the ingredients as much as you want. They usually give you like 1 or 2 pieces of shrimp, but now you got 5 or 6. I mean, amazing. If you can't do spicy, don't fake the funk. You go join the Jajangmyeon team. Don't. You're not here with the jjamppong. Oh my god, it's pretty hot.